welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing this eye look for you using a new palette from Makeup Geek. This is the palette right here. This is their fall palette release, and this will be available on September 6th. The shades that they have chosen to put in here are absolutely gorgeous. You can purchase these shadows separately, I believe, so I will link them below, and I will link the Makeup Geek website below in case you're interested in checking it out as you go along. I was so inspired by that palette to do like a warm kind of summery transition into fall makeup look, well, eyeshadow look. This is really just an eyeshadow tutorial, and I really love how it turned out. The shadows are so gorgeous, and you will see how well they blend. I also used a completely new technique to do my eyeshadow, so I was kind of scared that it wasn't going to work out, but I actually really like this technique, and I think I'm going to be using it more often, so definitely stay through to see that technique. So I'm not going to ramble on and on. Let's just get right on into this eyeshadow tutorial palette review video. Okay, I am so excited to jump into this palette right here. How gorgeous. I love the size of it. It's perfect for travel. I'm gonna try and use as many shades as possible. I do have an idea for a look. Sorry if my voice sounds scratchy. It's morning. There we go. I'm first going to use Tarte Shape Tape to prime and clean up my whole eye area. And I'm going to be doing a different technique. That's not clean. I've seen this done on Instagram a lot, and I also just saw Holly Boone here on YouTube do this, where you go right in with the darkest shade you're going to use on wet concealer. And that's at first sounded so scary to me, but I see the impact that it brings to the shadows, so I really want to try it. It's kind of like a reverse of how I normally would do my eyeshadow looks. Normally I would go in with like the lightest transition shade and work my way up. The deepest shade that I'm going to use is actually the deepest shade in the palette, is this one right here called Cherry Cola, which I think I have in a single shadow. I'm not sure. I think you can get all of these separately on Makeup Geek's website, but this comes as like a full set, so it ends up being cheaper. I'm going to go in with that shade with kind of like a smaller brush. I don't want to go too crazy here, especially since this is a dark shade going on wet concealer. If we make it too big and like intense, there's no way you're going to be able to blend it out. So just gonna start right here in the actual crease area and get that pigment down. It's not going to look pretty at first. This is kind of like the rule of thumb when doing a look like this with this type of technique, but the end result is going to be super pigmented and really, really gorgeous. This Cherry Cola shade is kind of like a maroon brown. It's really nice to deepen up warm looks, which this is obviously a warm palette, so this look is going to be warm. I think it's like a perfect fall palette. When I first got this and received this in PR, I was absolutely like so inspired, blown away. I wanted to play with it right away. But since this is not available till September 6th, I didn't want to use it until we got closer to that date, because that would just be annoying for you guys to see a tutorial and then not be able to buy it. I think when this video goes up, it's still like a week away from the release date, but I figured that that was okay. Okay, so even on the wet concealer, that blended out really nicely, so I'm impressed so far. Next, I'm going to take, let's see here. I'm gonna take a lighter shade because I'm a little freaked out at how high up that went, so I just want to blend that out a little bit. I'm gonna use this shade right here. This is called Dreamsicle. I'm just gonna take it on the same brush, but go right above here, like right here, and just start making that little ombre blended effect. I probably should have stayed a little bit lower with that first shade, but we'll make it work. See how that just blended everything out, made everything look really, really pretty and seamless? I'm gonna dip slightly into this lightest shade, Buffed, just very lightly, and just blend out these edges a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take a sort of flat buffer type brush like this. This is from Real Techniques. I'm gonna go back into Cola, what's it called? Cherry Cola, and deepen up this outer portion of my lid, like that. At first I'm just patting down and then I'll blend, but first I just want to deposit most of the color and then we'll go in and blend after. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this orangey shade. This is called Early Bird right here. And I just want to warm this up a little bit more right in here. So I'm going to bring a little bit of Early Bird right in here. I like doing this with warm colors. It just, I think, draws attention to the eyes, kind of like brings everything in together. See, I like that. Okay, and now I'm going to cut the crease just a little bit, just in like the inner portion. So I'm gonna go back in with the Tarte Shape Tape and that flat concealer brush I was using. You want to make sure you look up so that you see like the highest point where you need to put that concealer so that there's no transfer. Like if you have shimmer on your lids and as you're like looking up throughout the day, you want to make sure that it's just going to stay in those spots. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a shimmer shade and I'm going to use just a flat sort of concealer brush to do this. And I am going to first use this gold shade. I want to use this more so where we put that concealer, and then I'm going to go in with this shade on the outer portion. This gold color is called Untamed. Oh yes. I have not wet this color at all. I'm just putting it right on the concealer and look at how gorgeous that is. Very impressed. My first single eyeshadows I ever bought were from Makeup Geek, and I loved that little Z palette that I put together with Makeup Geek shadows. But for some reason, once I got more into makeup, I just started buying more like palettes and things like that, and I got away from buying single shadows. But I'm telling you, Makeup Geek shadows are freaking bomb. I'm very impressed so far. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn that brush over and use this shade right here, which is called Curtain Call. I'm gonna put that right here and then combine them in the center. Oh, do you see how that's become like an orange now? So it's like from yellow, orange, and then to maroon. I love that. So again, you just pack on the pure color on the outer portion, and then as you carry it over the gold, it blends into an orange and creates an ombre. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go back into Cherry Cola, this darkest shade, and just darken up this outer corner a little bit more, blending the edges of the shimmer shades, making sure everything is nice and seamless. I'm gonna extend this just a little bit out here, like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this shade here, again, Dreamsicle, and go over the edge of that to blend. Okay, I'm going to add liner, lashes, finish off my face, and then jump back on to finish the lower lash line and give you my final thoughts. Okay, liner and lashes are done. I also did like the start of my base and I put on a lipstick. I'm gonna be filming another video after this that has to do with like setting powder and stuff, so I didn't finish off my face, but I just got most of it done so that I could come back on here and do the lower lash line. In case you're wondering, the lipstick I'm wearing is Too Faced Melted Matte in Child Star. And then for my liner, I used the Sigma Wicked Gel Eyeliner. And then I'm obsessed with these lashes. These are from Flutter and they're the cat eye lashes. They come in this little package. I'm obsessed with them. I love them. I think they go perfectly with this eye look. They're super dramatic, but you can still see through them to the eye look. So let's finish off the lower lash line. To start, I'm going to take an eyeliner brush and go into Cherry Cola. This is the 763 from Delium into Cherry Cola. Also, I didn't mention this, but there's a really nice mirror in here. So I'm just gonna use that for the lower lash line. And I'm gonna take Cherry Cola really tightly here, and then I'm gonna blow it out with some of the lighter shades. And I'm kind of stopping right about here. I'm not taking it all the way in. Okay, next I'm gonna take like a shader kind of brush like this, a short one though. This is just from e.l.f. It's like $1. And I'm gonna take this shade Dreamsicle, which is the shade we used earlier to blow out that dark shade. So I'm just basically copying what I did on the top, but on the bottom. Okay, then I'm gonna use the same brush, but go into this orangey shade, Early Bird. I also used this like in the inner portion here, so I just want to mimic that on the bottom and take it kind of like right here in the center. Okay, in the waterline, I am going to use a black liner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 water liner. I love this. It lasts forever. So I'm just gonna use this here in my waterline. I'm also gonna take it up on the top. Just make sure that the lash band is kind of concealed. I'm just going to put mascara on my lower lashes, and then I think that's it. This palette doesn't really have an inner corner highlight or brow bone highlight, so I might grab something from a different palette. Maybe I have a single from Makeup Geek that could work. Okay, let me see if I have a shadow from Makeup Geek that we could use in the inner corner. Okay, yes I do. I pulled out my original little Makeup Geek Z palette that I created. This was literally the first like sort of professional eyeshadow palette sort of thing I ever put together. My very first YouTube video, I think I used this. So I'm going to use this light white shade, and this is called Ice Queen. I have not gone into this little Z palette in so long. So fun to like reminisce when I first got into makeup. Okay guys, that is the eye look completed with the gorgeous new palette from Makeup Geek. This again is launching September 6th. So if you want to get your hands on it, mark your calendars, September 6th. I do not have any sort of code or link to help you guys get a better deal. I don't have that, but I think a lot of different YouTubers on here do, so I'll try to find some and put them down below. In my description bar, I will also link this as well, or I'm not sure if I'll be able to link this, but I'll link the Makeup Geek website so that on September 6th, if you're interested in purchasing this, you can. All in all, what I have to say about this palette as well as all Makeup Geek shadows is they are super pigmented while also being very blendable. This has kind of renewed my love for Makeup Geek shadows. Like I have mentioned, I haven't really dipped into Makeup Geek shadows in a very, very long time, but I think after using this, I'm gonna be implementing them more into my looks, maybe purchasing some more single shadows and doing some more with their shadows because I really think they're great, great quality. I hope you enjoyed watching this little eye makeup tutorial. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. All you have to do is hit that red button that says subscribe. It's totally free. It's not like a magazine subscription where you have to pay or anything. It basically just means that you're going to be following me. And then you can also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!